overview of last Saturday. I think the thing that sticks out on the film is they continue to play really hard. We had no questions about their effort in any snap in the game. That having been said, the way we operate this business, you never stay the same. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. You don't stay the same. And so, just like anything, you have to have an after-action review of. You take a game film, break it down, you dissect it from all the technical stuff to the assignment stuff to tackling, and we will do that and continue to do that. That's not going to change. And with any game film you put on, there's going to be a list of things that we must do better. And so we've kind of conditioned these guys to own their mistakes, because if you own something and understand, hey, I did it, not, well, I heard this, I thought this, you know, he said this, it's mine, I own it. We as coaches own our mistakes to the players, they own their mistakes, we correct them. That way, hopefully they won't come up again, because each game will have its own set of mistakes of first times, where it pops up for the first time and a guy sees something or it unfolds a certain way and they fit or react a certain way, and it's a new mistake for that game, so you can't repeat your old mistakes. You have to get rid of that. We've got a group of guys that buy into that, and so, you know, they've been responsive and coming to practice and working toward it. We played a good number of people. I think some of our younger guys got in the game and had meaningful reps and played well. They played with a good motor. It was good for them to get out there and be in some situations where now they can learn from seeing themselves on the film and not other guys doing it. But that having been said, I'll take your questions now.
Kevin, without Marlon, Big Cat had to play a lot earlier. What did you see out of him, you know, I guess against Mercer?
Well, he's a guy that obviously his football, he takes it very seriously, and he's not a guy that just kind of lets you roll out there and play. He understands the process of getting prepared at this level. So the mental aspect and the mental errors for him are minimal, no more than they would be for any other player. That's good for a freshman. He plays with a good motor. He's got a lot of focus in terms of making sure that he is doing his job.
Kevin, it seems like you're playing a lot more cover one this year than you did years past, not just rolling down mainly Steven and run coverage, but just cover one coverage in general. Just what's gone into that, and is that a confidence level with your safeties, or what is it about the schematic?
No, I think it's really more about what we're seeing. It's not truly all we've played. Actually, to be quite frank with you, a lot less cover one than we played last year at times. Sometimes what you're seeing is our middle of the field coverage that is not man principle. It could be zone. It just depends on what routes you get. We'll match the routes or not. A little bit of that is we've seen two offenses that are where they're putting the what they call here the three back, if you will, or the Y in the backfield. So we tend to play a little bit more of that against those teams than we do split safety coverage. But when they open it up, you know, we're a little more split safety.
How does it change this week with you guys playing Drew Lock, more of a pocket passer quarterback in Missouri, the guy can throw the ball? In the past, you know, first three games, you haven't seen much of that.
Well, you know, I wouldn't say we didn't see it in, you know, we saw it 37 times this past Saturday and 31 call passes the Saturday before. That's a pretty good chunk. And so, you know, he has a real strong arm. He can throw it from hash mark to the outcut across the field, and that's college hashes, that in NFL hashes. So he's got a really strong arm. He throws a deep ball a long way, and he's accurate with it. But they are, I mean, make no mistake about it when you watch them. I mean, they are a drop back team to a certain degree, but they're also a lot of play action stuff. So you know, they have a lot of RPOs, they have a lot of play action. So they're kind of built like everybody else, they just throw the 9-ball a little bit more.
You had not made a point of double teaming the lead receivers a lot last year, Mike Williams and Clemson, and Ridley and Stewart with Alabama, and Westbrook with Oklahoma. Just with more, do you think you're gonna, without giving away too much, but just what goes into when you see an elite receiver like Jamon Moore, whether you look to double team and take him away, or?
Well, I was surprised you didn't ask. We doubled 13 week before last, probably 50% of the time. And then we doubled the X into the boundary, probably 50% of the time. So I'm glad we're disguising enough that people can't tell we're doing it.
Kevin, without going specifics, how's Javaris Davis doing? How did Jamel Dean do stepping in for him Saturday?
Hit me with that again now.
How is Javaris Davis doing? And then how did Jamel Dean do stepping in for him Saturday?
Well, he doesn't really step in now. Dean is considered a starter. And when we're in our dime package, they're both out there at the same time. As far as, I mean, it's too early. You know, when somebody is taken out of the game, it's been 24 hours ago, we were coming out of the stadium, so I don't know yet.
Anybody play particularly well for you Saturday on defense?
Yeah, a lot of guys. A lot of guys played really well. I mean, it was good effort, good playmaking. There was a lot, you know, their deal was get the ball out quick, sprint out, and outside run. You know, I thought our edge guys, you know, Dontavius Russell really made some really good plays in there. Wasn't a lot of inside runs, but he made some really good plays, made some big third down stops when they ran the ball on third down, third and medium, third and short. So he played well. The edge guys, Jeffrey Holland, Nick Coe, and those guys played well out there.
Kevin, when your players watched maybe last night, Clemson just run it up downfield against another nationally ranked team, does that add some confidence to be gained from you guys playing against them as well as you did?
I don't really know the answer to that. I don't know if they watched it, didn't talk to them about it. I really don't know. I don't. I could give you a hypothetical answer, but I don't know the answer to it or what they think because, like I said, I didn't talk to them about it.
Yeah, when you watch Stephen Roberts on film and him, you know, flying around like he does, is that one of those things that you can point out to young guys going, hey, that's the way you want to see those safeties play and attack the ball at the line of scrimmage?
Sure. I mean, you know, the young guys need to be able to see what we want from the old guys, and I think our older guys have done a good job of doing not just that position, but Stephen has done a good job for guys to see that, and you know, that's the way you build programs, because a picture's worth 1,000 words. And if they can see the picture of it on the practice field, in the game, as opposed to us just telling them.
Kevin, when a team is clearly trying to get the ball out quick and basically kind of limiting the sack total to a minimal number,
Right.
in their game plan, how do you go about evaluating pass rush and what those guys do up front?
Rush lanes and making sure that they're, you know, getting in the creases, that pressure is coming if he doesn't get it off. There were a lot of times where had he not pulled the trigger as quick as he pulled the trigger, or had they not sprinted him out, it was going to be an effective pass rush. So that's called affecting the quarterback. You know, everybody loves sacks, and I do too, but I love for them to affect the quarterback and get in his head so that clock's ticking real fast. Then you get overthrows, you get throws out of bounds, you get a lot of things.
What is it you like about Dontavius? I know you mentioned him every week. He seems to still go underappreciated, you know, with on the stat sheet and all that.
Yeah, he's not a stat sheet guy, but if you ask those linebackers who they like to play behind, you know, a lot of those tackles, Trey Williams and Deshaun and Darrell and Atkins and Have, is because they're having to double team 95.
You guys good? Greg Brown talked to us last month. He said that, you know, he'd given some thought about what it's going to be like going back to Missouri for the first time. Just speaking from experience as someone who's played against his former team before, what's that like as a coach going back?
I guess it's different for different people, you know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it's like for him to go back to Missouri. I've done it enough times. It really honestly doesn't cross your mind. You would be shocked at how little effect it has on a coach, particularly maybe after the first time when I was 25 years old and did it. But, you know, when you're as old as Greg and I don't think it really matters.
Kevin, will you give Marlon just?
Greg coached with the Atlanta Falcons, went back and played against the Atlanta Falcons, different teams, came back to the Atlanta Falcons, left, and when came back to Atlanta, coached them against them again, so he's so messed up with that.
Were you just giving Marlon Davidson the game off and, would he play it?
No, we don't do that. No, we're not the NBA in the, you know.
You guys good?
Okay, thanks.
That's it.